Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You. You may be saying to yourself, does Leah have on the same hoodie? Yes, I do, because I have not gotten up from this seat since the last episode, Judge Your Mama. Okay. I didn't give you guys like a how I'm doing or whatever. Anyway, you know what, y'all? I've had to stick to a budget for the first time in like 6 or 7 years. And it's really difficult because your girl's been spending money like El Chapo. You know what I'm saying? Big Frank Lucas, every drug dealer we've ever, I don't really know that many, but what's it? The Godfather, whomever. I've been spending money like I got a cheat code for it, and I don't. Okay. So I was telling you guys I've been doing like a lot of dental work. So like half of it is done. I gotta do like my bottom right now. And that's a whole other goddamn budget. So it just trying to recenter myself and get back to the Leah of yesteryear, right? That could be. I used to be able to survive off $20 for like a week. How? The only way I can go without spending money right now is not leaving my house. And I'm gonna be very honest with you, it don't even fucking matter. I have to not leave my house and not pick up my Android in particular. I don't spend money on my iPhone, but on my Android, bitch, I'll be buying everything, right? So this has been tough. It's been tough trying to get back to that life, but you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. Okay. I've done it before. I saved up $10,000 to buy this house. I did it. Okay. I don't need to save up anything really. I'm just paying something off of it. Trying to be responsible is a joke. At the top of this episode, I had Merry Christmas. It's November 1st. I do feel like we should say Merry Christmas because it's not cold to y'all. I live in South Florida, and in the mornings it'd be like in the 60s. And I feel like, what are we trying to prove? What are we trying to prove here with that type of weather? Because what do you think I came here for? Now, I was born in Detroit, Michigan. I was born in Detroit. I went to Jamaica second grade. I went back to Detroit third grade. And then fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, I was in Jamaica. And then from Jamaica, I came to Florida. So as far as I'm concerned, I have not been in winter since I was in third grade. How old are you in third grade? I don't know, but I'm 33 now. So I'm not built for this type of shit, right? So every time I under 75 degrees, I'm freezing. And for me, I'm just ready to be in the Christmas spirit because it seems like I'm not leaving my fucking house at all this Christmas. My mom thinks we're going to Jamaica for Christmas. I said, you gonna pay for it? If you pay for it, then we can go to Jamaica for Christmas. But if you're not paying for it, mama can't send me this year. And I'm sorry because that's my girl, but McCann, okay. So anyway, Merry Christmas to everybody because it's already here. Thanksgiving, I don't really care about Thanksgiving that much. We're not like I get full very fast. So it's nothing. We never really cook. We cook a turkey if we get one for free. And what my mom typically does is she'll cook curry goat for me. I'm a curry goat rice and peas fanatic. I know everybody likes it with white rice. I don't like it with white. I don't really like rice that much, right? That's why I think I like the rice and peas. Anyway, Mia likes oxtails, hands down. And my sister is a fish person. She like a steamed fish or a fried fish or whatever. And then my mom just kind of picks from all of that. So me, I get kind of curry goat with it. I do the fish. I'm not a big oxtail person. I don't know. I don't know how that became such a Jamaican thing because I grew up in Jamaica and I never had oxtails until I came to Florida. And I want to say oxtails weren't even a fucking thing till about like six, well, at least like 10 years ago. I don't know. I just feel like where the fuck were oxtails when I was growing up in Jamaica? We had chicken, bok. That's all the fuck we could afford. And maybe a little pork if somebody killed a pig down the street. I was on the countryside, not the town side. I know you town folks are a little different, but on the countryside, we killed our fucking friends and ate them. That's kind of how that worked out. So never have I ever had oxtails until like I feel like literally maybe 10 years ago. Maybe not. It was the first time I had oxtails. Where the fuck are they at in Jamaica? My grandma never buys that shit. None of my aunties and uncles down there be buying it. So I'm like, I don't know how Jamaican I can really make that, but I'm looking forward to Christmas. Nobody's getting anything from me. Do not ask. You can come to my house. You can look at my new refrigerator if you want. My new dishwasher, right? My new teeth. See, and see that. But I'm not buying you anything. So I just can't. That's just how it's gonna go. And I usually have my soiree, if you guys, whoever's still on here listening to this, my soiree is in December. And every year I'll be like, bitch, I'm not gonna have it. Because it just becomes so much on me. closer to the end of the year. So I'm sure I'm gonna have it still because we kind of look forward to it. It's our only excuse to like dress up really nice and like wear it down for no reason. So I am still gonna probably have it, but I want to do Christmas in JA too, girl, for real. But I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening, Jody. So the soiree is coming up, and I am looking forward to that. And I am still at this point planning on having it. I know I need to send my invites out, but we'll see, y'all. This is the year of I'm doing what I can, and I'm not doing what I can. You know what I'm saying? So wishing you all a happy Christmas when it gets here. Oh, I'm sorry, it's here right now. Oh, Matthew Perry. I shed a tear. If you guys are familiar with the TV show Friends, even if you're not familiar with the TV show Friends, I'm sure you've heard of it. I love the show Friends. Friends, back when Friends was on the air, it was Charmed was my number one show. It was Charmed, Buffy, and Friends. Those are my three favorite TV shows. I've seen every single episode at least probably 3 times of all three of those shows, right? I watched Charmed back and front. I used to be, I was Prue because I was the middle cousin. My other two cousins, my older cousin was Piper, was Prue. No, my older cousin was Prue. I was Piper, and my younger cousin was Phoebe. And they remember like Piper died, but really like she left the show. And then Paige came, shout out to Paige, and it was this whole thing. But whatever. Charm was my favorite show, and then it's Buffy, and then they were Friends. And I got my mom to start watching Friends. And it's literally probably one of the only shows, like my mom, like to this day, it'll come on and she'll watch it. And we'll just like cry laughing like all the time. I think Friends was such a well put together show. I thought it was hilarious. We still like pretty much everybody on the cast. Like everybody loves Jennifer Aniston. You know, Courtney Cox is still doing her thing and everything. What was David Schwimmer? He's like the damn giraffe or like Madagascar. My little sister also likes Friends. My little sister also loves Madagascar. So we've always just liked all of the characters or whatever. And so devastated to find out Matthew Perry passed. He played Chandler Bing. He played Chandler Bing on Friends, and he was found. He passed away. They found him in his jacuzzi. And I don't. When I looked it up before this episode, I didn't see anything else, like any other updates at the moment. But I don't know. Like they didn't say it was the S words. I don't think it was that. But even like his last post on his page is him in that jacuzzi. But it wasn't like a be safe and I love you forever. Like it wasn't no shit like that. He was talking his shit like normal. So it's unfortunately seeming like it could have been like an accidental thing, or maybe he like, I don't know. I don't talk about it sad. But I'm just really, really sad to hear that he passed. And I always think about like how stuff like that probably affects the people that he used to work with, right? Because they worked together for so long. I think Friends was on for like 10 years or something like that. So that's a lot of years. Even Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox are like best friends in real life. They really have been best friends ever since. And it was from, working on that show together. And they apparently all seem to have still been pretty close, which is also something you don't usually see because there's always some type of drama like behind the scenes. Like, I don't know if you knew, but Martin and Gina did not like each other behind the scenes at all. She filed like fucking sexual harassment claims on Martin many times. Said he always would like push his tongue in her mouth when they had their scenes. She used to ask to not have intimate scenes with Martin because he was so ridiculous. So there was tension behind that cast. We all found out clearly with Sex and the City. I didn't watch that show. I only had seen the movies, but they apparently didn't get along with like the freaky one on the show. Everybody hates her, or she hates everybody, or some shit like that. So there's usually like all this weird tension behind the scenes, but apparently they seem to have all gotten along, or maybe that tea just didn't sneak out. So I don't know, but very, very sad to hear about Matthew Perry. They did release a joint statement altogether, just kind of saying they were utterly devastated. I didn't read it, and I don't know if that's the only sentence that Samantha. Thank you. Yes, her name is Samantha. Apparently they didn't fuck with Samantha on Sex and the City, or Samantha doesn't fuck with them. I don't know. But the new show that they have in Sex and the City, like the revamp of it, or this is it, whatever the fuck it's called, Sex and the City now, whatever. She ain't on that shit. Okay. And from my understanding, she did do like a pop-up on it recently. That's how you know this is a big enough deal for me to not even watch the show, but I know this. She like came and did like a guest appearance, but it was just real quick, and she did not film with any of the rest of the cast. So I just feel like, okay, you bitches really don't like each other. So there's always some type of drama behind the scenes, but it seems like the Friends cast, they did stay pretty tight knit, and that has to be devastating to hear, man. Like it affected all of us as fans. I've never met Matthew Perry a day in my life, so I can only imagine what that's like. So I don't know if he had kids or anything. I don't recall hearing anything about his spouse. So what I told you about being quiet. I don't recall hearing anything about his spouse, but I do, prayers to his family and his friends and his loved ones and all his fans around the world. Like we're all very sad to have hey, we're all very sad to have heard that. So rest in peace to Matthew Perry. I'm trying to do it in the order that I wrote this down, and like I hate that this is the next topic, and I do not want to talk about this. Blueface and his first baby's mama are engaged. Do y'all care? Because I don't, right? But somebody asked me about this, and I'm like, I don't actually keep up with them. I don't watch any of the baddies or anything like that. And again, I'm trying to understand what Blueface does, because I know he came out with the Tatiana song, and now what? Right? All I see him do is disrespect women in general, and for whatever reason, Krishan and Jaden, Alexis, that's his fiance's name. Excuse me, Jaden, Mrs. Face. All he does is kind of just pin these bitches against each other every other day. 1 minute he with her, and then 1 minute he with the other one. The funniest thing I saw that summed up this whole little debacle with the three of them is crying over a proposal from a nigga with a newborn is insane. And I chuckled. I chuckled when I read that, and I agree. Whoever made that comment, congratulations to them. Well, congratulations to them if I'm gonna say. I was hoping you have nothing nice to say. You shut the fuck up, right? Okay. Next, just a little. I'm kind of dropping wood for people right now, and I'm gonna just say it. Famous people, but I'm just throw it out there because I'm sure some regular folks can hear this too. Sis, if you're gonna stay with the nigga, just shut the fuck up. Just quiet. If you're gonna stay with him, don't drag us in it, right? Don't stress us out with the IG post and the Facebook post and the tweets or whatever. If you're gonna stay, just shut the fuck up. What's the point of calling bitches, posting it on here and there? The people I'm writing down are the people I wrote down in particular are Lil Durk and India. Now I just started liking Lil Durk like recently. Like I heard a couple times. I'm like, you know what? I like this nigga, right? So I'm gonna listen to him some more. But I just feel like shit, spare us. Like it's so annoying. And I guess all I ever think about with that is y'all don't feel crazy just like going back on your words so much. You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck that nigga, I'm done with that nigga, and the next minute, us hugged up. So I just a little message. If you gonna take them back, just shut the fuck up, right? I had a girl call me one time. Okay, her baby's daddy, I guess they're together. They live together, unbeknownst to me. She must have thought that I was the last person he talked to, or he was on the phone with me for a long time. We were on the phone for hours, but he's a friend of mine that I just don't happen to started dating, and then we stopped. But I guess they were together, whatever. He came home, she took his phone from what she told me, because she called me, ran out the house, called me to ask me if her nigga was fucking me the night before. I said, no, ma'am, not my pussy, no. It wasn't me. I didn't have sex with him last night. But I did kind of snap on her at first because I know her. I'm like, bitch, I know you ain't calling my phone about this nigga. So I did get a little slick with it, but she did all that. And from my understanding, this is about a year or two ago, I think, or a year ago. From my understanding, she's still with him. So you did all this for what, right? You called the ops. I'm the ops. You know what I did with that information? I did a group FaceTime at the time with Micah, Bree, and Cookie. And I laughed my ass off for like 3 days at her and this nigga. That's what I did. So don't embarrass yourself, sis. Okay, stand up. Stand up. All right. And what I also said to her, just we'll give you a little tidbit of that. She was telling me how she was gonna go home and she was gonna fuck shit up. I said, sis, but it's your house. How you got a nigga disrespecting you in your house? How you don't know what your nigga's dick is doing and he live in your house? And last bit of tea, he was driving her car. And the nigga did ask to come see me. So I said, damn, sis. So he was gonna come see me in your car? She was like, yeah. I was cackling. Cackling. Why you calling tell me all that? Right. So I did tell her I wish her well and whatever. I never like to see a black woman going through it. I don't really like her that much, but I was still sad to hear it. And I just feel like you gotta be down bad to be calling me and telling me all the shit this nigga doing to you. You mean I can't get y'all too much because I can't get y'all too much. But the point is, if you're gonna stay sis, just be quiet. Just be quiet. Cause you look fucking stupid. Okay? Next. Tia Mari, our sister twin, the recently divorced Tia Mari, she came out with a post. She posted something maybe a week or two ago. Well, I'll probably say a week ago because this episode was for last week. Sorry. And she had her cakes out a little bit, her cheeks out, her little bikini on, little ass action. And people were kind of giving her shit about it. And I just want to say this for my girl, right? I am a lot more I'm a lot more do what the fuck I want to do these days than I ever have been. And there is a bit of freedom that comes with I'm grown and I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. Like nobody can tell me what to do. I'm a full-blown adult. Like for real, I can really put this on. Now it doesn't negate the fact that my mama always clocking my shit. Well, let me correct that. She stopped because I said her straight a couple years ago. Hey mom, I'm old as fuck. Leave me alone. So she had to let that go. But they gave Tia a little shit because, oh my gosh, she done got divorced and out here showing her ass. That lady had on a bikini. That's it. And she just took a picture. She probably couldn't post shit like that when she was somebody's wife, but now she's not. And I just feel like, why are we so worried about what women are doing? If you don't like it, move, bitch. Out the way. Ludicrous voice. Like it's not that deep. It's not that deep. There is a level of freedom and I'm attesting to this personally. There's a level of freedom you get with just not giving a fuck about other people's opinions of you. And I think if more of you live that way, you'd be happier, right? And I'm going to say this, it ain't for everybody, right? Everybody has an opinion. The shit I do ain't for everybody. People think this is crazy that I sit here. I tell y'all my business on Instagram all the time. There's a certain way I live my life, and it is, I won't say above reproach, but there's nothing a bitch can say to me. Like in any way, there's nothing somebody can hold over my head. There's nothing anybody can do to make me feel away. No, I own all my shit. I did what I did and I said what I said. Right. So I think that's kind of what it is. The lady just kind of coming into herself. She was married to her ex-husband for a long time. And she's probably just trying to kind of feel around. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like we should just let her have that. Now, there are other aspects where it's like, we'll talk about the Gabrielle Unions, right? Taraji. Every time they step out these days, they got on mesh, a little titty action out. Somebody just had Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland just had her titties out the other day. They had like little, it was blurred out so I couldn't see, but Kelly had like her actual titties, like areola nipple out. And I'm like, well, you know what, sis? You married. So if your nigga cool with it, I love it. Right. So I don't know. I don't agree with the fully blown naked shit, but maybe when I get up there, maybe I'll see some of my titties too. I don't know. Never say never. But I feel like let's let these older ladies live their life. Life is too short. We're all gonna go one day. Who fucking cares? I feel like Tia, put your bikini on, sis. Show them cakes. Do your thing. I hope it works out for you. Next topic, sad subject. And I did not want to mention this motherfucker, but I feel like I have to because I kind of want somebody with more knowledge on the subject to tell me what the problem is, right? There was another mass shooting, unfortunately. The perpetrator's name is Robert Card. He was a former firearms instructor, trained by the military, and recently committed to a fucking mental institution. So, firearms instructor, which means he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. Trained by the military, which means he triple knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. And he was recently committed to a mental institution, which means he is off his fucking rocker. He killed 18 people and then did it to himself. Okay. I don't understand and this is pure ignorance on my part. So anybody listening to this, you can just drop me a note and let me know. I don't understand what the NRA's issue is with prohibiting people like him from having a fucking gun. Right? going into the military, I don't know if it's like PTSD, if that's kind of where what his stuff is coming from. So we do need to give reverence to that. Like he made that could be why he was recently committed. But whatever the fuck happened, he flipped and decided to kill 18 people. And these were random people. It looked like it was an old married couple, and that really hurt my heart. Because they so fucking old, bro. And they done made it this far just to be taken out by a fucking coward that ran off and offed himself after that. When bitch, you could have just did that off rip. But it's like, whatever. So anyway, back to the NRA. What is their issue with prohibiting people like him from getting like a semi-automatic rifle or a fucking shotgun or something like that? Like, I don't get it. I'm in Florida, and I think it was June or July. In this June or July of this year, our rules changed where you don't have to have a license to carry your gun with you anymore. And I do not have my license. I kept putting it off. I got to call Jenna. Shout out to Jenna. General Gold Protection. Shout out to Jenna. But they changed it to where you don't have to have your license in order to carry. So before that, for people who are unfamiliar, I could legally buy a gun, but I had to keep it in my dwellings, right? So like in my home. And I from my understanding, I think you were supposed to be able to keep it in your car because your car is your whatever. But Jenna told me it kind of depends. Like that's a little gray area or whatever. But illegally, I guess you're supposed to be able to do that. Now it doesn't matter. You can just bring that shit anywhere. Georgia is like that also, by the way. Watch out in Georgia. That shit crazy. Okay. I've been in Georgia too many times, and I have seen actual like shootouts, or not seen them, but like heard them very closely, right? So Atlanta has a tendency to be a little bit on the aggressive side, so be careful with that. But I guess I just want to understand why they're so against that. And I feel like I never really got a straight answer, or maybe I wasn't paying attention enough to get a straight answer. So I don't know. But I don't know what their issue is with that, because this just seems so self-explanatory. And I guess, is it that is it that we're trying to stop the sale of those type of weapons altogether for regular Americans? I feel like I remember that argument too, because their point was, what would I need a semi-automatic rifle for? Right? Like, I think that's the point. What would I need that for? And I have personally, I don't know business semi-automatic rifle because I don't really know my guns like that. But the guy who bought me my gun, he had an AK-47, and he had something else. And low key, my aim was better with those than it was with my gun. My gun is smaller, and that shit got to kick back out this world. But anyway, I guess I just wanna. I don't understand why we're so against this, and I don't understand why it's not something we can just stop. But for a human person to literally decide, I'm gonna go kill a whole bunch of people and then off myself, and clearly have no remorse or whatever, I don't know. Something was definitely off with him, and I don't understand why he was not still fucking committed or put in a position where he can. Because let's be fair, when he was a firearms instructor and when he was in the military, clearly his mental state was better, right? But the military could have fucked him up. And then he comes out and just decides to do all this. And so I don't know, but I can't imagine how those families feel. And to me, that's what be so fucking crazy about leaving my house. Like, I'm trying not to become like a hermit bitch, but we almost there. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't go to the grocery store. There's a shootout at the fucking grocery store. You go to the movie theater, somebody's shooting up the fucking movie theaters. I don't know where this took place, but even as a gun carrying American citizen, what the fuck was I gonna do against G.I. Joe? You know what I'm saying? He's a trained military and firearms instructor who's lost his fucking mind. So the whole situation is very sad. It was 16 people that passed away when it was first reported, but the number went up to 18. And I think a whole bunch of other people were wounded. And I guess he must have just ran off and did whatever to himself in the corner. And there's just no, I hope these families can somehow, I don't know, just get peace from the fact that he's gone, but I know that burns too, because I feel like that wouldn't have been enough for me. Like, I would have wanted to fight him, or I would have wanted him to go to jail and get fucked up every day. Like something like that. That's kind of, I think that's what some people kind of hold on to when they picture the person who offended their loved ones going to prison, but he just kind of took the coward's way out. And so that's just a whole bunch of pain and negativity on countless families, countless lives. And I just can't imagine it, bitch. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get somebody who is familiar with the NRA at some point or something to come on here and talk about this, because I do believe in your, gun carrying amendment. As I said, I do have one, but I just don't understand what the fuck our point is with that. What America's trying to prove with that. Because we lead like the world, right? And these type of shootings, like mass shootings, and it's like we just don't fucking care. And I guess everybody is in bed with the fucking NRA, bitch, because I don't know. So I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna find people who know more about this. I'm gonna bring it on here. I'm gonna put a little star next to that. We'll get some gun familiar people to come explain that to us. But rest in peace to those 18 people, and prayers to their families, man, and their loved ones, because stuff like that really messes me up. When these mass shootings happen, I just think about how, people get up, man, and nobody expects that to be the situation, your last time. So that's why I think I'm so sentimental, because I just thought the world is so fucking crazy, bitch. I don't like leaving my house. Y'all know I don't go to the grocery store. Not for real. I have Instacart and Walmart, like Walmart Plus stuff, and I just make them buy my shit and bring it to me. The only thing I go get myself is like fruit, and that's assuming I'm out. But like really, like civilization, people are so fucking weird, and I just can't. Like it'll be my day, and I get the weird bitch that want to do something crazy. Y'all ever seen the movie Unhinged? Oh my gosh, look that shit up. It's a guy. It was a simple little fucking traffic situation, and he just went fucking crazy and spent the rest of the day trying to kill this lady. And I think her kid was in the car. It was a lot. So anyway, rest in peace to those families. And I'll try to find somebody who's a little bit more familiar, or maybe just do a little research on my own for real, and give you guys some information about that as to why the fuck this keeps happening. Dwight Howard. All right. Okay. So I didn't write down this. I just wrote his name, and I was kind of just trying to debate if I even want to talk about this shit or not. But let's just give it a quick little summary. A gentleman is accusing Dwight Howard of, I believe, like sexual assault, something to that effect. Apparently, the gentleman came over there, and they were gonna do a thing. But then when the gentleman got over there, it was another nigga there too. So the gentleman was like, "Wait a minute, y'all trying to fuck me, right?" And then it just kind of went left, right? So the guy was accusing him of, I don't know if he accused him of actual assault or attempted assault. I didn't dig that deep into it, because I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa. But then Dwight Howard's lawyers came out, and they acknowledged that the gentleman did come over there. The only thing, okay, they didn't acknowledge anything. They denied that it was unconsensual. So what that mean? Right? I mean, they did it. And I guess let me say this too. I don't think anything's wrong with homosexuality. If Dwight Howard, well, according to what they admitted to, this would imply that he has indulged in some sexual relations with a man, right? What annoys me with Dwight Howard, I always felt like he was just such a big goofy ass nigga, and he still is, right? Like to this day, I remember when these accusations first came out, before he said anything, he came out with like he's trying to be funny, which it wasn't. And he was like typing real fast, and he was like, "This is how y'all want me to reply to all these allegations. I'm not doing it." Just to later that day or the next day come out with something from like his lawyer and his team saying, "We stand with anybody. We take sexual assault as a serious thing, and we do not like these accusations. This was a consensual, whatever, whatever, whatever." So I don't know what's going on, Dwight. And he said he coming after like everybody talking about it. I don't think I'm big enough for him to come after me. And I'm not saying that, Dwight. I'm not saying that about what you're doing. I'm just saying, okay. All right, Flavor Flav. He sang the national anthem recently. Y'all heard that? Did you guys hear it? Where's my phone? I'm gonna find it for you. Oh Lord. He didn't do good, but we knew this. He's a hype man. I ain't never heard Flavor Flav sing shit. And I never expected him to be good at it either. I never thought that would have been the vibe. So he sang the national anthem. Everybody was kind of booing him, and he just said, "Yo, I came and did my thing." I think they got him there expecting him to do exactly what he did. So I like Flavor Flav. I used to watch Flavor of Love. I think he is an unattractive man, but I do think he's entertaining, and I think he's a nice fella, right? And I think I want to let y'all hear it if I can find it. Let me see. I don't like that. Oh, here you go.
Can you see by the dawn's early light?
That wasn't that bad.
What so proudly we hailed. Oh,
Okay, that's enough Flav. So that, and he just kept doing that. I'm sure this is the most I listened to it since he did it. Well, shout out to him. Shout out to Flavor Flav. You know what I mean? Do your thing, Flav. I'm not even gonna talk shit about it. We're just gonna move on. Okay. Next topic. Shout out to SZA. SZA has spent 50 weeks. This might have been her 51, week 51, but she has spent 50 weeks at #1 on the R&B singers chart. On the R&B songwriters chart. Alexa, round of applause.
Absolutely.
Shout out to SZA. Shout out to SZA. As a writer myself, right? I think that's awesome. I think that's impressive. And you guys know how I feel about SZA. I like SZA, but I feel like SZA is super insecure. She makes like insecure bitch music, and that irritates me so much. Like I remember I got on the Control album late, and it just when I finally listened to The Weeknd, I was like, "Are you bitches serious? Like this is what you holding out here singing? I don't care as long as he here. I'm just gonna take the dick however I can get it. Y'all the problem. People like SZA are the problem. Stop making simp ass music like this. Like I don't get it. I don't relate. I can't relate. And for all you women that can relate, let's get out of that space, right? But clearly too many of y'all can relate because she has not left the goddamn #1 spot, right? Her album is probably like the best R&B album like in the world or some shit like that, or the highest ratings ever, whatever. So shout out to SZA. Wish she had better content, but the truth of the matter is, if she start making happy music, y'all ain't gonna fuck with it. So we're gonna have to just stick to the "I might kill my ex" and all this other shit she's talking about. I do not co-sign none of that weak bitch music. I just can't. I cannot support none of that shit. All right, last two topics. Yes, last two topics. I'm gonna put these two down here. Maybe three topics. Saucy Santana and DJ Academics beefing. Did y'all hear about that? All right. So I just heard about literally right before this episode on the podcast I listened to. It's Lovely Tea. I love It's Lovely Tea. And she played the little videos for me, so I kind of heard the gist of it. I don't know if I'll ever get to like the YouTube, the podcasting space where I'm like popping screens up for y'all and all that shit. I don't know if I'm ever gonna take it that far because it's hard enough to do this, right? So this is all y'all might get. But long story short, DJ Academics gave his opinion on the City Girls album. If I'm being honest, I have not heard it. I did not even know they came out with an album, but I do like the City Girls. You guys know I'm an unofficial City Girl. So I like their music for the most part. Can't relate to everything. Can't relate to everything. But you know, I fuck with them. So either way, Academics must have came out and yeah, Michelle to Jody. Oh, shout out to Practice Starts Monday podcast. Thank you guys. I know who that is. I check. So Academics said the City Girls are done. These bitches are over. Santana said, and I can't even say the word he said because this is derogatory term. He says the F word that rhymes with maggot. That's what he calls Academics. Real loud, too harsh. Like he said it with bass in his voice. And Santana definitely cussed him the fuck out. I am from South Florida. Or oh God, I cannot believe I just said that. I am not from South Florida. I live in South Florida and have lived in South Florida for the majority of my life, but I do not claim this ghetto ass state. Okay. Not all the time. But anyway, I live in this area, so Santana definitely read his ass for filth, right? And I agree with Santana because I'm gonna get on that in a minute. Academics then came out and said, Academics is Jamaican, so boop, 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 right? And he was just like, I was gonna cuss this Bata boy out, blah, 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 but I'm not gonna do that. So it was all good until T played the next video and Academics was crying. Everybody, what? This big ass nigga. So he's crying, talking about it's just certain shit he just don't do or whatever. And I guess the summary of it is basically the way he want to cut Santana out, he can't because you know the gays run everything up in the United States, bitch. The gays and the Jews got everything on lock. So talk shit about him if you want. You see the baby. The baby can't give his fucking concert tickets away, right? His little song with Sexy Red, I ain't gonna lie, I like it, but I don't like him. He's such an arrogant asshole. So the baby done got shut the fuck down. The gays locked him out. And the Jews beating Kanye ass every day. So you already know the two groups you can't fuck with, and that's an academic standpoint. He's like, the way I want to cuss this dude out, I can't because I'm gonna get canceled. But let me take it back to how I feel about academics. I do not like him. Like any man that sits there and carries on about women the way he does, you're a bitch. Academic is very bitch made, right? And I just don't respect it. I've heard him say off the wall shit. Like, and I don't watch his, what is it, a podcast or a stream? It's like is a stream. I don't know the streaming shit. I don't know, whatever. I don't watch whatever it is he does, but I do know who he is, right? I do know who academics is. And I really wanted to like him. But men who like Trish through my night out, the way how he acting like, oh, you know, I'm a big bet. No, like you trace with women, you argue with gal, okay? And that's why Santana read you like that. Because it's like you got all this smoke for women, do it with niggas. Now I will say, Mr. AK, he does, you know, have this smoke with guys, but he knows who to watch his mouth with and who he doesn't. He lets the disrespect just fucking fly when it's a woman, and I don't respect niggas who move like that. Any nigga who run his mouth like a bitch, you a bitch, and that's just what it is. So for me, I'm Team Santana, Saucy Santana in the situation, because Santana say, I need to see you outside because I'm gonna be a motherfucking ass bitch. Like Santana, oh, you a bitch, you talk a bitch, I'm a bitch. I don't even argue with bitches. Like Santana went off. He went off. And I love a stand for your friend, right? We all know Young Miami is his bitch. So I like that. And let's also throw this out there. I do feel like Santana will whoop DJ Academic's ass. His big ass don't do nothing but sit there and talk shit. Santana got the BBL. He be twerking. He be moving around. I feel like he could do it. And Santana also said very clearly, I didn't fight women. I used to be whooping niggas' asses. So I want to find you. And I know that has to be insane because I guess if I'm putting myself in academic shoes, what do you do? You can't fight them, right? You can't fight them because then it's like a hate crime, maybe, right? And I don't think Santana would put it that way. I just think the media would put it that way, right? So I don't know, but academics talk too much shit towards women to be so fucking quiet towards Santana. And I can understand not want to embrace it, but for him not even want to entertain it, I'm sorry. I can understand him not even want to entertain it. But for you to break down fucking crying on your stream or whatever the fuck this nigga does, like what Santana got me was, he was like, yeah, I got a BBL, but you a BBW. You a big black woman. I cackle. What Santana read him like that? Damn. I love it. He made that nigga cry. Academics is crying. So I don't know what's worse, academics. You know what I'm saying? Everybody feeling like you got an issue with him. You already said what you had to say. You called him a boxer boy. Everybody know how Jamaicans feel, right? What's the song? You know, everybody knows how Jamaicans feel about boxer man, blah, blah, blah. So you maybe had that in your corner a little bit, but I don't know. I like when people get with him because like I said, I can't stand a man that got all this energy for women. Like you are a bitch. And I like that Santana was trying to deliver it. Now Santana may have went a little too far. Santana said, after I beat your ass. And I was like, okay, you lost me. You lost me. Now I'm uncomfortable. Now I'm uncomfortable. And I don't want to be part of this conversation. He said he gonna make sex with that man. Woo! Well, now I feel like I have to keep up because now I feel like I want to hear what Santana said after that. Santana, but I want to hear what academics stance is now that this has happened. Notable mentions about this. Dr. Umar. I don't know how he got in it, but he said somebody sent it to him and asked him if he would be willing to put together like stage a peace treaty between DJ Academics and Saucy Santana. I'm not calling him a liar. I would never do that. But who the fuck called Dr. Umar Johnson to bring peace between DJ Academics and Saucy Santana? Who? How? Why? I don't think anybody called him for that. And I think I listened to his snippet and he said something like, because I guess Santana threatened to like fuck him afterwards. So that's probably why he's crying. Like that's scary. Okay, it's too much. It's too much to think about. It's too much to think about. I'm thinking about the Booty Warriors. You guys ever seen the Boondocks? That's one of my favorite shows. That episode where he's like, if I want you. And shout out to the Boondocks. Shout out to the Boondocks. I just saw a post that it was I think 10 years ago today is when the Boondocks came out, or no, it can't be 10 years ago, or something like that. Today is the anniversary for the Boondocks in some way. Shout out to the Boondocks. But anyway, I didn't care for his crying energy. I felt like that was so weak. You could have got your ass off of your stream before you did all that, because now we're laughing at you. I'm laughing at him like I'm laughing at them bitches who be with their niggas and then crying and then going back. It's unnecessary. And you caused this on yourself. I don't think it had to be I don't think he should be penalized or attacked for giving his opinion, right? Because that's what he does. But I also feel like, I say this all the time, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. You can't tell somebody how to respond to it, right? And he always comes so hard out the gate against women. He always has so much bass in his voice against women. And it's like, who hurt you? Big ass man? Like, who hurt you? Or big black woman, according to Santana did? Anyway, I'll let y'all know how that goes. But Santana read him for fucking Phil. Read him like a nigga straight out of Dade County. Definitely did. All right, today I'm gonna post up on my story today, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit. Micah's wedding is next week. Like I told you guys, Big Mike's wedding is next week, and my daughter is the flower girl. So shout out to my daughter. She will be the flower girl. I got to get her hair done. So I asked on my lady friend on social media, give me a hairdresser. And they sent me like a bazillion hairdressers in like no time at all. Literally, by the time I went back on my phone, like an hour later, I had about 20 something suggestions. I actually have to go sit there and figure out who is the most feasible for me after this episode. So I was like, all right, well, since you bitches know everything, right? And since y'all making dreams come true like Disneyland, I need something else, a man, right? So I was like, 6'5", nothing too crazy, 250 pounds, all muscle, big old dick, $100,000 a year. Nothing crazy. We all had a good chuckle and a good laugh about that. And then I started to kind of get questions. So somebody was like, what about nationality? Do you care? So I said, personally, I worry that I would only work well for like an island man, which I used to feel like that. I used to feel like I could probably only really work with a Jamaican man because that's what I cook. That's my culture. That's what I listen to. That's what, you know what I mean? Everything kind of oozes that. And then in dating, I dated a Haitian man once upon a time who honestly, he does get Jamaican. All his friends Jamaican, so it didn't really count. But I realized that could kind of work. He spoke English, but he also spoke Creole very fucking well. So half the time I didn't know what the fuck he was saying. I don't like that. I would have had to learn that shit real fast. But my stance was, let's keep me away from the Haitian men and let's keep me away from the Jamaican men if I could. But maybe we could try another venue, whatever. Then I got asked about the salary. So I said, the only reason why I threw that salary out is because that's in the vicinity of how much money I make. And the lowest I'm willing to go at this moment is like 80,000. And I mean like a regular, real job. I don't want no scammers. I don't want no drug dealers. That's not my stilo. I don't like that thug love shit. I don't like that at all. I've never told you guys I like that, by the way. I work a regular fucking job. I would like a man that also does that. I do not want to have to be looking over my shoulders worried about what the, and then somebody asked me about the gun. They were like, how you want, I, I always say gun boys. And they're like, how you want a gun boy, but you don't want a nigga that does anything illegal? And I said, because I have a gun. I don't do anything illegal. I have a legal gun. Like, get a legal gun. Like, I guess I like the safety aspect of it. You know, that was kind of my stance on there. So then somebody asked me about the penis. And that's kind of the where I was going with this conversation. So I just want to, let's just call a spade, right? There is a very clear difference between a big old dick and a huge old dick. Is there not? Right? I don't think, have I ever had a huge old dick? See me smiling? Think about all my dicks. I feel like I was like 19 when I dated him. But that's one of the main things I remember about his dick. I feel like that was a huge old dick, right? That was a different situation. I don't like huge old dicks. Well, no, because I liked his. Never mind. His probably just been big old dick. I don't like huge old dicks. That's a little too much. And a lot of y'all might think, oh my gosh, this is it. I have a chance. Slow down, champ. Okay. No, I don't want it to be huge old, right? But I also would like it to be big. And I'm not really going to get in a conversation about what's big or not, because I feel like you know if you got a big dick or not. You're not going to play with me. You, as a man who's had the same dick for the last 30 years, at least 35, I'm 33, so I'm dating around that age. You know if you got a big dick or not. You this, right? And you also know if it's small or not. Men who have small dicks do tend to compensate in other ways. Maybe you're really good at head. Maybe you're a good muncher. You know, yum, yum, yum. Maybe you buy really great gifts. I think that's great. If the dick can't give me what it's supposed to give. Oh, I didn't know that would happen. Maybe you work really well with the little peepee that you have. But I feel like we don't have to get too much into what a big dick is or not, because I think y'all know if you got a big dick or not. And I think it's kind of like women. We know if our ass is big or not. We know if we got big titties or not, right? We know if whatever. We know what our stance is. And I do think men know if they have a big dick or not. And I don't think it has to be a debate of what I said to one guy, because back to my request. Nobody wrote me with a 6'5" nigga with $100,000 with a really big dick that all the shit I asked for. Nobody sent that. So first of all, you bitches let me down. Y'all came real quick with the hairdressers, radio silence with the niggas. So that's unfortunate. But two guys did kind of like present themselves. One guy was like, well, you know, I ain't 6'5". I said, how tall you is? He said he was 6'3". Perfect. No, I'm 5'1". So you really don't have to be that tall. But I have dated a few 6'5"ers and I like it. Okay, climb like a tree. So two guys did kind of come and like they shot like, all right, well, I got everything. I'm just not 6'5". And they all are taller than me, so shout out to them. But I told them, you know, if big old dick or good dick was enough to keep me, then I would still very much so be dealing with. I would still be a yam head choo-choo train around with this nigga and all his baby mamas, right? If good dick was all it took, right? And I've also stayed and been in love with very mid dick, right? Because I'm emotional. I'm an emotional person. Like when I'm in love with you, babe, you and your little dick, it's okay. Like I love you, you love me, your little dick can do the job, it's fine, right? The only deal breaker for me, I don't think a little dick is a deal breaker. I guess it just depends on how small we're talking, because what we got. But a deal breaker for me is like head. If you don't give head, that's the problem for me. I tried it once with one guy. I was like, all right, maybe head's not that important to me, right? Because it never used to be. So I was like, you know, maybe I can deal with a guy who doesn't give head. Tried it, hated it. The particular guy that I was dealing with, we had sex twice, and I know how bad this sounds, but I'm gonna say it. The first time we had sex, right? He trying to talk to me for like 5 years, and I finally got to where I liked him, and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it with him. But I was coming in from out of town. I was in Houston with Christina. Shout out to Christina. We were so drunk in Houston. My flight got canceled or delayed 3 times. I was in the airport. I bought myself 2 Long Island. Somebody else bought me a Long Island. And then I was like, oh, well, now I want to do it. But I kind of barely remember. Like, I remember feeling like, he did good. But it's like, I can't really give him a good rating all the way. And my thing is, if you ate some pussy, it might have been better. I didn't say that to him, but that's what I was thinking. I told Micah that. I told Micah and Bree that. If he would just eat some pussy, it'd be better. And then we went like out the country, right? We went to Mexico together one time. And that was better. But I feel like what would have just gave it that extra is if he just ate just a little bit. Just eat a little bit. What's wrong with you? So anyway, that's a deal breaker for me. I can't be with somebody who decides they're never going to put their mouth on me. I just feel like, what are we doing? Any man I'm with needs to treat my vagina like a crescent moon. I don't know. Treat it like the prize jewel. That fucking ocean that old white lady threw in the diamond the old white lady threw in Titanic. What the fuck is it? The blue diamond? Treat my pussy like that. Okay? Treat it a prize to be had. And for you to tell me that guy in particular, he was like, I asked him why he doesn't give head. He said, because he thinks it's unclean. I said, okay. So I said, do women give you head? He was like, yeah. I was like, do women give you head after the dick was in their vagina? He was like, yeah. I was like, do you kiss these bitches after that? Because if so, champ, you got a little pussy in your mouth, okay? And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Needless to say, that was one of the many reasons why I could not talk to him anymore. He is gone, and he's a Cancer. You know how I feel about them. Anyway, so all the way back, I told the guy, if dick was all that mattered, I would still be I'm heading it with the Haitian dude. That's out of here. And I have stayed in relationships where the dick wasn't that impressive, but like dick is not the end all be all for me. I've never been dickmatized. I've had fantastic dick, and I've left it right where it was at. You know what I mean? Like good dick on the fuck nigga is just fuck nigga dick. That's what it is. That's what it is. Good dick on the trash nigga is trash dick, right? I wish more women had those standards for their vagina, but what if? So you're a smaller penis doesn't necessarily guarantee that you will not get the late, or me anyway, right? Hopefully you have some more things going for yourself, but declaring that you don't eat pussy will most definitely get you not fucked with, because what are we doing? For real. Okay. And I am really shouting out to all my girls who I was waiting on to send me these tall niggas with the big old dicks and $100,000 a year. Where are you guys? Where are you guys with these guys? And I guess let me say a little tidbit on that. I don't think, kind of what I was saying either earlier on this episode or the last episode, I don't think anything's wrong with having a standard of what you like, right? Like men, literally, I think the first thing they look at in general is if they are attracted to you in some type of way. Your looks are like probably the off rip thing. And not just the knock, man, I think that's the case for women too, right? I would definitely notice an attractive guy quicker than I would notice an unattractive guy, right? But it just takes more than that for me. But I find that a lot of guys just come over here off rip because they like how I look. And then they maybe, I guess I don't really give them too much opportunity to get to know me better. But I don't draw guys in off rip because of my smashing personality and my large vocabulary. They come over here for the ass music, right? I have one guy in particular that has a thing for my hair. He met me. The first thing he said to me was, "Are you Indian?" I said, "Not really, but like it's a little. I got enough to curl my hair up." And he was just so in love with that, so fascinated with that, and that turned me off because it's like, ew, is that a fetish, you weirdo? He was also coolly something too, but I just didn't care for that, and that's all he seemed to talk about was my hair and my skin. Oh, you got that, whatever. So that was kind of weird, but guys have things that they like, preferably. So I don't think anything's wrong with the woman deciding she don't want to talk to a nigga if he broke. And I don't think anything's wrong with a woman deciding she don't want to talk to a guy with a little penis. Right? But I'm an equal opportunity dater, kind of, as long as you meet certain requirements. Your penis size is not necessarily one that has to, because how the fuck I'm gonna know anyway? Right? How I'm gonna know what you working with? Some guy wrote me and he was like, I'll check off things in your list. I said, should I ask him to see his dick? Let me see. Put your dick online and give you $1,000. Let me see. This one guy I talked to for like 5 minutes one time. It was like a 2 weeks of liking him a lot. And then I stopped. Michael was so proud of me because like I went from meeting him, liking him, and then not liking him all in like 2 weeks. But our very last interaction, right? He walked me to my car, and then like he like grabbed my ass, and I was like, "Hey, don't do that. Don't touch me. And then like, he's in my hand. I touched his penis. It was giving skinny penis. I don't like that. So I just got in my car and left. And I literally never, I did. I told him the next day that I don't think we're compatible. He was like, what you mean? I was just like, we're in two very different stages in life. Da, da, da. And a part of it was kind of his dick, but I'm telling you, if he was everywhere else that I needed him to be, then I would have dealt with that dick. It felt like a normal dick. It wasn't like it wasn't that small, but it's like that on top of everything else we have to offer. I don't want no parts. Like he was just, and then he's one of them niggas who just smoke weed all day and don't got nothing else going with himself. What the fuck am I gonna do with a nigga like that? Seriously. Like, let's be real here. So either way, shout out to all the big dicks in the world. Shout out to all the little dicks in the world. Shout out to huge dicks in the world. I think having a really huge dick is honestly, it's kind of a lonely place too. Because I'm gonna give you guys a little tea here, right? We don't, me personally, and I think most of the women I know, we obviously don't want a tiny dick, but them really, really big old dicks, they're not that fun either. Okay, like you can't work that the way you want to because it hurts a little bit. Like you gotta, it's too much concentrate. It's too much, right? Like I like just right, baby bear dick right in the middle, not too small, not too big, just right like porch. Okay, those dicks you can kind of work them a little bit. I can show my tricks, I can show you whatever. You know what I'm saying? But them really, really big old dicks, that shit ain't that fun. I done seen some huge jumbo dicks, and I'm trying to understand what you do with that, right? And where does that go? Who does that go in? Not this girl. So shout out to all the dicks in the world, guys. If you don't think you have that big of a penis, and I know you know if you got a big dick or not. If you don't, that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Just make sure you can compensate in other ways. And don't you dare have a little dick and talk about you don't eat pussy. Excuse you? Anytime pussy is ever presented to you, you need to show up and show out. Okay, little buddy. All right, last topic, and I wasn't going to talk about this. Let's drop it on there real quick. Everybody seems to be getting back with their ex-boyfriends. What's up? Right? Y'all see Nelly and Ashanti? They're cute as fuck, ain't they? They cute. And I talked about Nelly and Ashanti on here. My views have changed a little bit since the last time I mentioned them. Why are you crying? I have to get you outside in a minute. Okay, I'm almost finished. With my son, y'all. My son, Teddy Pendergrass Hunter, that's his name. I'm gonna take you outside in a minute. So, I saw a video of the two of them like together recently for his birthday. Nelly's birthday just passed. I think it was November 2nd. Shout out to my little sister. Her birthday was November 3rd. She's 17. So, Shanti showed out, you know what I mean? She had the cornrows. I'm a sucker for cornrows and manicure. So, hey, when she came out, she bought him like this old school Nipsey blue something car. I don't know I think it looked like a Chrysler or shit. I don't know, bitch. So, hey, can I finish my episode? All this crying and shit. You see how niggas get when you don't give them attention for 5 minutes, right? Anyway, so I've seen their interactions together and they honestly look really, really, really cute. And I'm one of them people who found out about Nelly and Ashanti like way after they broke up. I didn't know Nelly and Ashanti were together back when when they were first together. I had no fucking clue. I don't know who I thought Ashanti was with, but it wasn't Nelly, right? So I think they're really cute together. Bless you, Teddy. He really showing that. Now he's sneezing in my fucking. You hear the dog? Then fucking follow me. Really, Janet fucking Jackson, Janet Jackson, and Jermaine Dupri look like they spit in the motherfucking bar. And then never stop. No, that's Monica. I love Tony. Tony back with Birdman. So people, it's really giving spin the block season. And I thought about it. I was like, man, does this mean I should take back one of my broke ass exes and buy them an old school Chevy? No. I don't care how much Nelly and Ashanti smiling. I'm not Ashanti and them niggas not Nelly. Okay. And for all my other regular degular girls, that may apply to you too. Don't go back to that nigga. Make sure it makes sense for real. Does it really make sense? Okay. Did he really change? Has it really been that much time? You know what I'm saying? For me, no. I can't think of one ex, not one, that is worth a block spin. But we're gonna celebrate Nelly and Ashanti. We're gonna celebrate Janet and Jermaine Dupri. They seem to have also been really. They seem to have also been a really cute couple. Like Jermaine Dupri was also a very weird dynamic, but they kind of keep spinning the block with each other. And don't get me started on Tony Braxton and Birdman. I wouldn't even imagine them being like in the same circles at all. But they took a picture and she said smooches. So I don't know. Maybe it is spin the block season. Maybe time does heal all or something. You know, if I end y'all with this story. Big Mike was at the park on Friday and she texted me. She was like, Leah, you'll never guess who the fuck is out here, girl. Jermaine Dupri does look like Stuart Little Jody. Stop it. His little ass loves Janet, I'm sure. But Micah saw hi Paul, how you doing? Micah saw my first love at the park. She was like, bitch, so and so is here. And I was like, And she was like, bitch, you got a baby. I said, oh, I was very happy to hear that he had a child, which we thought. It turns out it must be his sister's kid. And I was like, damn, his little sister had a baby, whatever. So, but she sent me she snuck and took a picture of him. This nigga got wigs or bunks or whatever the fuck they're called. Those big ass dreads that people just blend together and it's 2023. There's no way in heaven or hell you'll see me posted up with a nigga with wigs or bunks or whatever the fuck them big ass dreads, big ass merged together dreads are called. And he real high yellow. Like that was my really high yellow ex. And so I was just like, oh, he looks dirty. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, he was honestly a very bad person to me. And it did make me feel good a little bit to see that he looks like that. Just unkept. And I feel like that's what happens to every nigga when they lose me. Your whole life just go to shambles. Your skin not moisturized, your scalp dry, your beard start falling out. Ask my Jamaican ex. I feel like his shit patchy because I'm not. No, it's not. I actually saw him the other day. He looks great, but it was patchy at first when we first broke up. So I believe that's what happens when you lose a good woman. All your shit get weird. And then this one, the first love one, he ain't know what to do, so he just stopped combing his fucking hair. That's what it seemed like. And now the wigs just blended up together. So that's again can't find a block worth spinning back, right? Can't find one block worth spinning back. But we're gonna salute all the celebrity rich people that can find it because I know they say money don't buy happiness, bitch, but I don't. I got some shit I want to buy that'll make me real happy. I hate them big ass dirt dress, girl. Because what is that? And okay, and then my question for anybody that's aware is that just a Florida thing? I feel like I never saw that until I moved to South Florida. Is wicks and bonks or whatever? Is that just a Florida thing, or do people up north do that? Because I ain't never seen nobody up north do that, like ever. And I don't understand why we just like blend them together like that and make them look like that. I don't like that, friend. Shout out to Kaylee. It's that nasty doo-doo shit in them head. It's definitely a Florida thing, boy. Yes, okay. So I guess it's a Florida boy thing. Don't care for them. And I just feel like in my big age, where I am in life, how I'm gonna bring a nigga with wigs to my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like I do tell her to stay out my business for the most part, but she gonna really look at me like, nah, Leah. Of all the all the things I talked to this nigga you brought to me, Johnny, she said, and even in the Bible says money answers all things, right? She said money death buys happiness. Yes, I mean, listen, we talked about. I'm gonna try to get you on the. I want to do the house episode with you before the year is out, sis. Because money would definitely solve that problem, right? Everybody who can't buy a house, bitch, would money not fix that? Would money not fix that problem? So I don't know, but shout out to all the couples spinning the block. Shout out to all the little penises out there. You deserve love too. Okay. Shout out to all the really, really big penises out there. You deserve love too. Not from me though. You ain't finna stretch my shit out. And shout out to all the in betweens. You're my favorite. Okay, I think that's it. This episode went a little longer than I wanted, but YOLO, things happen. Please visit us at letitsaveforyou.com. Please follow us at Let Us Say It For You on IG. Let Us Say It For You on YouTube. And Let Us Say It For You, just for you, on Twitter. That is exactly how you say it. Do not fucking play with me. Thank you so much for listening. Please wash your hands and don't touch your face. I will do one more episode. I'm going to try to get Big Mike on it because this will be her last episode before she's married. So shout out to my girl. I'm going to try to get her. She says she has something she wants to talk about on here. So we'll come debate it for you guys later. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great